Welcome to Envy News, New Jersey. I'm Emily Lane.
And I'm Emily Freiherdt. Today we bring you a riveting story about the Pilgrim Pipeline.
The Pilgrim Pipeline is planned to run from Albany, New York down to New Jersey and transport crude oil.
There's a ton of controversy surrounding this pipeline, and today we bring you two sides of the story.
Currently in Chatham, New Jersey, we have Lawrence Bonneman interviewing Len Resto, a city councilman.
Let's see what he has to say.
Are the environmental downfalls that the installation of the pipeline can cause?
Okay, from my standpoint, the downside of the pipeline is because it's going to go underground, and it's the path that they want to take is along the right-of-way of the PSE&G high voltage lines. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you've seen the big high voltage lines that go and they just kind of swath through the state. So that's the right-of-way that Pilgrim would like to go through. So they would put their pipeline along that right-of-way and come in from Albany, come into New Jersey at the border through Mahwah, then come through the New Jersey Highlands, continue south through Parsippany, then it makes its way through Livingston, East Hanover, Chatham, Madison, Berkeley Heights, all the way down to Linden. Mm-hmm. And in Linden they would refine the soil, and then it would go back north as finished product. So it would go back as gasoline, kerosene, jet fuel, home heating oil. The problem is it's going to be over aquifers, which for many of the towns are the sole source of drinking water.
And that gets contaminated during the trouble.
And that could, if that gets contaminated with a leak, then it would be a very, very big problem. Because even though Pilgrim says that they have this great new technology that would spot a leak quickly, the law is that they have 24 hours within which to respond. You could leak a lot of oil in 24 hours. If you get oil into the aquifer, it can take up to 50 years or more for that aquifer to self-cleanse.
Do you know any alternative ways to be transported which would not be as dangerous to the environment as it would be with the pipeline, or should they keep on doing what they're doing by railroad and trucks and stuff?
There's a number of answers to that. I think this country needs to wean itself away from fossil fuels, which is a very finite source of energy. I mean, I think that's a given. Green energy at some point is going to have its heyday with solar energy and wind energy and geothermal. But that day will come, probably will come in your lifetime, not mine, or maybe mine, I don't know, maybe it will.
Never know.
You never know, maybe I'll live to be 130, but that's going to be, I think, part of the answer. It's going to be your green sources of energy.
Thank you, Len Resto, for your argument against the Pilgrim Pipeline.
Now we hear from Paul Nathanson, a spokesperson for the Pilgrim Pipeline.
We weren't able to have an in-person interview, so we have a reenactment.
Hello, Paul. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me and answer my questions. I'll start right off the bat. In what ways do you believe the pipeline will benefit the community? And on the other hand, what ways do you believe it will worsen the community? Well, Lawrence, it will create hundreds of jobs in the area, along with giving them better access to oil. It will also help keep the gas price and other similar products at a stable price. Also, taxpayers would not be funding the project in any way, as all will be done by private financing. The only few ways it could worsen the community, if at all, is by creating a bit of a disturbance for the few months it's being constructed. Good stuff, good stuff. Next question. If there's a leak, what are the plans to stop it, or is there something else you have in mind? Well, you know, Lawrence, the pipeline has an automated detection system which, if there is a drop in pressure, which is an indication of a leak, all valves on the pipeline will automatically close, immediately halting all operations of the pipeline. There are also extensive response protocols we have created to deal with such a crisis. We are also fully prepared to deal with any emergency that could possibly arise from this pipeline. Very informative. Now, will you be conducting an environmental study of the route of the pipeline? Yes, Lawrence. As a matter of fact, we are conducting an environmental study for the entire route, which is required as part of the permitting process. The only foreseeable problem is that it will be running through the highlands, which does contain water supplies for some towns. But there are already 35,000 miles of underground oil and natural gas pipelines there, so the Pilgrim Pipeline will not make much of an impact in the slightest.
Thank you, Paul Nathanson, for your input on the issue. We have our own opinion that we're against the Pilgrim Pipeline for two main reasons: economically and environmentally.
The environmental downfalls of the pipeline are just too great and outweigh the benefits of it. If there were to be a spill or a leak, it would harm habitats as well as contaminate drinking water.
Economically, the project is going to cost a lot of money that we can't spare right now and also take a lot of time. It's not worth it overall to input this pipeline under dozens of towns just to transport crude oil. Welcome to Envine News, New Jersey. I'm Emily Lane.
And I'm Emily Freihart. A riveting story about the Pilgrim Pipeline.
The Pilgrim...
And I'm Emily Freihart. And tonight we bring you is it tonight?
Down to New Jersey. That's gonna stop laughing.
Today we bring you a riveting story about the Pilgrim Pipeline.
Oil from Albany, New York, down to New Jersey.
There's
I'm Emily Lane.
And I'm Emily Freihart. Tonight we bring you
Tonight.